Good morning, dear friends. God the Almighty is inviting us to a new beginning, welcoming us to a new day. And no matter if it's day, afternoon, night, it's an opportunity for us to begin anew. And Emmanuel is going to help us by asking us in chapter 39 of the book Vineyardoflight, in what do you persevere? This is written in Acts. He actually quotes Acts when Luke wrote in Acts chapter 2, verse 42. He said, they persevere in teaching, fellowship, breaking the bread, and praying. He was talking about the habits of the Jewish community at the time. And Emmanuel breaks it down for us. He says, observers of less awareness try to find the negation of spirituality in the current events of the planet. They believe that the time of sublime revelations has died, that the celestial doors remain closed forever. They are enthusiastic to comment the lost paradise, the splendors of the apostolic times, when the Christians at the time renew their principles at the current time. These people, they say that the heavens and the gifts that came from heavens are lost, forgetting that believers need to open their capacity to receive. Where is the courage that envelops humble hearts before the lions of the circus? Where is the faith of immortal affirmations in the hurt mouth of anonymous martyrs? Where are the public signs of celestial voices? Where are the clean lepers and the healed blind? The opportunities of the Lord continue flowing incessantly on earth. The mercy of the Father has not changed. Divine providence is invariably happening at all times. The attitude of Christians in the current times, however, is very different. Rare are those who persevere in the doctrine of the apostles, in the communion of the gospel, in the spirit of fraternity, in the services of living faith. Majority prefer the so-called points of view, communing with destructive personalism, strengthening the root of selfishness, and reasoning without spiritual illumination. The goodness of the Lord is constant and imperishable. Thus, let us observe in which direction we are being perseverant before we applaud others. Let us know if we are in the vanity of men or in the immutability of the Christ. What is our attitude in life? I've come across many people who come to the Spirit saying, oh, the indigenous people are so more spiritual. In ancient times, in past times, we received the words of the Spirit and now we don't. Well, but what is our attitude? Are we, as Emmanuel is saying, are we rare those who persevere, studying, reading, in the silence of meditation and reflection, in the communion of the gospel, in reaching out to people? Some people say, yeah, at work I'm reaching out. It's an obligation to reach out at work. But the real outreach is the one that we do without receiving anything in return. In our family, it's an obligation to reach out to our family members. But the true outreach does not receive anything in return. And in the services of living faith, we want to receive messages of the spirits. We want to be healing mediums, right? Many people, we want to be healed. But what are we doing to connect? We're talking about the password for the connection with the spiritual Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi of the superior spirits requires a particular attitude. In what are we persevering? Are we loving God above all things and people? Or are we constantly willing to please people in our lives? To show to the people around us how good we are? To praise in order to be praised? That attitude does not reach any height. It stays here very low. We're not here to please people. We're here to please God, to worship God, to adore God by reaching out to everyone in our lives. I'm not preaching anything. We're just breaking down what Emmanuel, who knows everything, is teaching all of us together. So what is our attitude? Today, let us examine our attitude. Are we just, as we do in Italian, talking, but not feeling, trying to show the world how good we are, but deep inside? As Jesus said, I'm not good, only the Father in heaven is good. Who are we to play good, right? We are here to do the good, so one day we can become good. Let us pray to absorb the coherence in our lives and thus be happier. We love you, God, for once again, your kindness gives to us what we need. We want to be more coherent. We don't want to keep living this double life where we're constantly looking at people as if we're putting a show, as if we have to prove ourselves to them. We want to be good by doing the good. Like yesterday when the spirits asked us to be a bee, productive, without preaching, effective in our actions in the good, without putting a show or prove to anybody anything. Thank you so much for taking the masks out. We want to be your child. And that's it. Co-creating in harmony with you, even if it is a small action in the good, but deeply meaningful. Thank you for ridding ourselves of our insecurities. It is such a relief to be asked to love you, to worship you, in reaching out to people without fake actions. We don't want to prove anything to anyone but to ourselves. We want to cherish your presence all day long. No matter if we are incarnates or discarnates, we're all your children, and we rejoice. We rejoice also in our togetherness here in this circle of prayer, in the presence of the illuminated spirits, the spirit doctors, nurses, therapists, and their loving embrace. We thank you for your kindness in giving us another opportunity. We visualize rays of healing light showering upon us, balancing us, illuminating our minds and bodies so we can seek the good. And we visualize healing baskets being delivered to everyone, including those who have their names in the book of prayer and who have requested help. May they feel help coming their way, embracing their families in harmony, in deep healing. And we visualize our whole planet enveloped in light of love, pacifying hearts, building friendships, bringing relief to those who are suffering, and common sense and charity to those who are leading the world. Thank you. And so be it. Isn't life easier when we are coherent? We don't need to show to anybody that we're doing the right. We just need to do what we need to do. We need to show it to God. And we're not here to power struggle with people, proving that we're right, that we're doing the right. We're here to be children of God and persevere in the good with God. Thank you, friends, for joining us. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Daisy. Thank you, John. Thank you, Rihanna. By the way, Rihanna, belated happy birthday to you. And thank you, Nora. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Slavic. We wish you a lovely day, right, Loki, and night. And we see you tomorrow.